In the heart of Xochimilco, a vibrant borough of Mexico City, lies a peculiar island known as Isla de las Muñecas, or the Island of the Dolls. This enigmatic place is adorned with hundreds of dolls, each with a haunting presence that has captivated visitors for decades. Legend has it that the island's eerie transformation began in the 1950s when a young girl named Anastasio drowned in the nearby canals. Her body was never found, and her spirit is said to have lingered on the island. To appease her restless soul, a local man named Don Julian Santana Barrera began collecting discarded dolls and hanging them from the trees. As the years passed, Don Julian's collection grew exponentially. He scoured the canals and nearby villages for dolls, both old and new. Some were missing limbs, others had faded eyes, and a few bore the scars of time. Each doll was carefully placed on the island, creating a macabre tapestry of faces and expressions. Don Julian's obsession with dolls became a source of both fascination and fear among the locals. Some believed that the dolls were possessed by the spirits of children who had died in the canals. Others whispered that they could hear the dolls whispering at night, their voices carried by the wind. As Don Julian's health declined, he entrusted the care of the island to his nephew, Anastasio. Anastasio continued his uncle's tradition, adding more dolls to the collection and maintaining the island's eerie atmosphere. In 2001, Don Julian passed away, leaving behind a legacy of mystery and intrigue. The Island of the Dolls became a popular tourist destination, drawing visitors from around the world who were eager to witness the haunting spectacle. One such visitor was a young woman named Maria. As she stepped onto the island, she felt a strange chill run down her spine. The dolls seemed to stare at her with their vacant eyes, their expressions frozen in a perpetual state of sadness. Maria wandered through the island, her heart pounding in her chest. She noticed that some of the dolls had been vandalized, their faces scratched or their limbs torn off. It was as if the island itself was a reflection of the darkness that lurked within human hearts. As Maria approached the center of the island, she came across a large tree adorned with dozens of dolls. The tree seemed to be the epicenter of the island's eerie energy. Maria felt a sudden urge to touch one of the dolls, but as her fingers brushed against its cold, porcelain skin, she recoiled in horror. The doll's eyes seemed to glow with an unnatural light, and Maria could hear a faint whisper coming from its mouth. It was as if the doll was trying to communicate with her, to tell her a story that had been buried for centuries. Maria stumbled backward, her mind racing. She had never experienced anything like it before. The island was alive with spirits, and they were desperate to be heard. As Maria turned to leave, she noticed a small doll lying on the ground. It was a porcelain doll with long, flowing hair and a delicate face. Maria picked up the doll and held it close to her chest. In that moment, she felt a surge of compassion for the lost souls that haunted the island. She knew that they were trapped in a purgatory of their own making, unable to move on to the afterlife. Maria vowed to return to the island and help the spirits find peace. She would bring them flowers and candles, and she would sing songs to soothe their restless souls. And so, the Island of the Dolls became a place of both darkness and redemption. It was a place where the living and the dead intertwined, and where the boundaries between reality and the supernatural blurred.